Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're recapping on how to start a budget, and if you like watching these kind of videos, just keep on watching. Hello. So this was a budget I created on March 15 for a male single. As you can go back to the video and check it out if you like. I did say he will call us back because he did not want to separate his spending money. So we ended up separating his main stuff from his sinking stuff, and that was it. So he only had 2 accounts. Well, he called back. He still can't, I guess, manage. He still is off a little bit. So I guess he's cheating, you know, he's stealing from Peter to pay Paul, basically, because he still can't physically manage. I did tell you in that video that he will be calling us, because you really, in order to know exactly how much you spent and how serious you are in getting rid of debt, it's all based on you, right, as a person. So obviously you need to be mindful on things that you're spending, things you shouldn't be buying, that kind of stuff. So no matter like how much you break down everything, if you're not mindful on what you're buying, it will never work. So I can say you can have a bank account for each thing in your life, and you can have like 20 freaking checking accounts, but if you're not putting a stop to your overspending, like putting a complete stop going to Starbucks, or a stop, you know, going to Dunkin' Donuts, or whatever it is that you're overspending on, no matter how many checking accounts you separate, it will never work. Because the key to success is you, right? So it has to be you who has to be serious about this kind of stuff in order for it to work. So he called us back, obviously, and he had the 2 accounts. So when we first did this budget, we separated all his main bills, which are the insurance, car insurance, rent, cell phone, his car payment, and his American Express. Then he has these yearly things that pop up, obviously, throughout the year, and we have them here, and we separated these 3. So he had 2 accounts. We told him that he needed to put 400 and I think 25, if I remember correctly. Well, if I do this correctly now, let's see. If you do 515, let's go up so you can see the calculator. Sorry. So I do 515.61, 400 for rent, $70 for his cell, 446 for his car payment, and 180 is $1,611.61. Now if you divide that by 4, that means every week he needs to have at least $400 in this account. The minimum, I will put $400. I know you're probably saying, well, it's 402, why are you rounding and down? Because he has a debt. He has the American Express. This is a debt. Let's put a D next to it. This one right here is a debt that he's trying to kill first before killing his next debt, which is only the car payment. This will be his second debt. But obviously, the car payment is more than the American Express. So that's why we're trying to get rid of the American Express first. So I think he only owes about $5,000 on the American Express. So that's why I say 400 to try to make it even less. Now, these are his yearlies. He put this in a separate account. So we told him that when you divide the $100 a year, you divide it by 12 months, it's $8. And if you divide that by 4 weeks, because he gets paid weekly, is $2. So this is $2.50. This is where we came up with these. Right? Because you have to break it down by how you get paid, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or twice a month, which is the 15th and the 30th. So you need to break this down. So let's say you got the $250, the $11.25, and $10. So out of this, $23.75 is supposed to go to this account. Right? Now he makes $2,000 a month. If I divide that by 4, is $500. So he had minus the 400 minus, let's say, the 25. He has only $75 left. So this is where we were telling him that he needs to either find himself. So our advice to him was find himself a part-time job where he can make some extra cash, or try to do overtime. He does do overtime, but not all the time, obviously, because he's an hourly employee, so it's as it comes. So right now he has the $75 left. Now, obviously, he's single. He's, early 20s. I mean, I believe he's like 25 or something. So all they like to do is obviously eat out. They don't cook. They don't do any of that stuff. So $75 for gas, and for him to eat out is kind of, because even let's say $40 a week for gas is $35. And that's still not enough. So his car payment is his killer, right? Well, that and his insurance, because apparently he has a lot of tickets and things that made his insurance go high. And his car payment is a fancy, one of those Audi, BMW fancy cars. And he probably shouldn't have brought that car, but now obviously it's here, so there's nothing he can do about it. So, and obviously right now the car is not worth what he owes, because he just purchased it about a couple of months ago. So his first thing was, I wish I knew you when I purchased this car. But obviously he did not, because I would have told him no. But there's nothing he can do. So we told him, so he's doing okay with this part, but he's doing okay with this part, but he's constantly taking from this part. So in order for him not to take this part, we suggested that he opens another account, a third account. And then in that account, for him to put the $75 in, and whatever he makes extra if he gets another job. Because obviously there's nothing really he can do about it unless he makes more money. The minimum payment on his Amex is, I think, $50. But if he wants to kill it, he has to do more than the $50, or if not, he's never gonna end up lowering the $5,000. So for right now, until he finds himself a new job, we're taking this amount of the Amex and we're dropping it to 100, and that gives him an extra, what is it, $80. I don't know if it was 80 or 50. Let's see, 470, 446, and 180. Yeah. So dropping into 100 gives him an extra 80 to the third account. So that gives him 75 and 80. He'll have 155. But until he's not mindful that he needs another job or to make more overtime, it will never work for him because he's not listening. He's always eating out. I mean, for him being this young, I swear I'd probably be eating ramen noodles just to get rid of the debt. But that's me now, and obviously I learned my lesson. And then that's the thing, like, you have to learn your lesson in order to nip things in the butt. If you don't learn your lesson, you won't care about any of this stuff, and then you'll be struggling, paying paycheck by paycheck. So like right now, if he keeps stealing from here, eventually he's not gonna have enough money to pay something, and then he's either gonna slack on the Amex because he ain't gonna care about it, and then next thing you know, debt collectors are gonna be calling him and everything else, because obviously he needs his car, he needs the insurance, obviously he needs a roof over his head, and teenagers these days can't live without a cell phone. So I am pretty damn sure that the thing he'll lapse on will be the American Express. And he'll probably, instead of even doing the 100, my guess is he'll do the minimum to that credit card, and it'll take forever for him to get rid of it. So we did suggest to lower the American Express only to 100, but he should do more than the minimum payment of $50. And we told him to get himself another job. Will he listen? I tell you right now, no, he's not. Because we've been through this with plenty of people, and he's not going to listen. Actually, we're going to give him this suggestion, and I bet you any amount of money, I bet you $100 right now, he will never contact me again to help him with his budget, ever. You know when he will contact me? About maybe 2 or 3 years from now, when it's 3 times worse than this. That's when he'll call me. Because that's usually what happens. But what can we do? So the key to this is you need to put your foot down, is what I want to tell you. And you need to nip things in the butt. Cook at home instead of eating out. Get yourself an extra job, even though you do make dollars or whatever. I mean, me and my husband been accountants, and I want to say, do you know how many times we worked at Kohl's? And we were such a good employee that every year for Christmas, they call us to see if we want to come back. But it's just what you want to do, obviously, right? Like, you want to get rid of this stuff, then you have to do what you have to do. Whether it's cutting down the extra eating, whether it's cooking at home, whether it's eating ramen noodles for about a year. You have to do the hard part. Is up to you. I mean, no matter how many budgets you look at, no matter how many videos of budgets you look at, no matter how many different people of budgets you look at, because there is plenty out there. I mean, you have the Budget Mom. I follow her all the time. And she's great. You have Dave Ramsey, and we follow him, some of his steps, but we still follow him. I still listen to him. I still recommend him to some people, because even though fully it did not work for me, because we were not willing to just eat rice and beans every day and do the 150% struggle, it might work for somebody else. Somebody else out there might be willing to do just rice and beans and do the hardcore struggle. And that's fine. It is what works for you and what you try to do to make it better, right? So I feel bad because we'll never hear from him again. I'm going to shoot him an email right now and let him know our second suggestion. And I'm pretty sure he's just going to delete my email. And I'm going to shoot him a text, and he ain't going to text me back. He ain't gonna text me back. I'll hear from him a couple of years from now. That's when I'll hear from him. But God bless. Thank you for watching. I hope you're doing what you have to do to get your budget done. I hope that, there is plenty of different ways out there. Just try them. We tried Dave Ramsey for a couple of years, and Obviously, it didn't work for us, so we went out there and started reading more books. We started looking at more YouTubers, and we do about right now. I do what, like 50% Dave Ramsey, 50% the Budget Mom, and I want and I want to say it's been working for us. We're happy. We're okay on how we're doing it. But that's the key. You need to be happy. Are you happy with the way you're doing your budget? Do you see a difference in your money? Do you see a difference in your bank account? Do you see a difference in dropping bills, like dropping credit cards? We went from like 15 or 20 credit cards to 2, I think we have now. I mean, so do you see your hard work? If you don't see your hard work, something is wrong and you need to go back and revisit it. So thank you for watching. God bless, and don't forget to subscribe.